Thank you. Welcome to the December 13th LWIA 23 board meeting. This meeting is being recorded, so be conscientious of that. What comes across your microphones and your camera, as it will be a matter of public record. If you are not speaking, we ask that you mute yourself.
I am muted.
No, you're not. Sorry, everyone blame Tony if you heard that. It's all his fault. So yes, we are recording. We are virtual. I still got a couple people coming into the room, but we are at the hour. So I will go ahead and turn it over to Pat.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for your time and attending the meeting. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the communities in our WIA zone that are dealing with some severe storm damage from the weekend. So with that, I will turn it over to Debbie to do the roll call.
Okay, I will start off with the board, but I know CEOs are on here also, so I will also go through their roll call just to see who all is here too. So board members, Gerald Bellew.
Here.
Jim Bolin.
I'm here.
Kevin Binker. Kevin Busher.
Present.
Brian Cannon. Pat Click.
Here.
Dave Cole. Mike Conrad. Lisa Erbacher.
Here.
Adam Black.
Here.
Tiffany Mackey.
Here.
Mandy Martin.
Here.
Josh McElravy.
Here.
Casey Bergholzer.
Here.
Oops, sorry, Julie Obermark. Jill Michael. John Perry. Lori Portman.
Here.
Deborah Reed.
Here.
Louis Ryder.
Here.
Denise Smith. Chris Stroll.
Here.
Kim Taylor. Carol Tracy. Carol's here. Connie Waldrop.
Here.
Jason Warple.
Here.
And Austin Swilling.
Here.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. Someone came in and their screen just says iPhone. Can you tell me whose iPhone that is?
This is
Jim
Denise
Boland.
Smith. I apologize.
You are. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, and let me go through the CEO list real quick. Todd Beer. Okay, I've got Jim Bolin down. Jim Brewer.
Here.
Dave Bowling. Joe Gilliland. Dennis Graves. Dave McKay. John Perry, unless he joined in the last minute or so. Nancy Purdy. Here. Debbie Smith.
She's here. She's sitting behind.
Jeff Boyd.
Here.
Jeff Boyd, I believe you're here, I think. Jennifer Wagner. And I've got Jason Warple, so We don't, no, not yet. Okay, I'm all done with roll call. We do have a quorum for the board.
All right, great. Thank you, Debbie. So moving right along, I need a motion and a second, and please, just help expedite. If you would state your name when you make that motion, and second, need a motion to approve the minutes from our September 20th, 2021 minutes.
Gerald will so move.
Second, Denise Smith.
Thank you. And all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right, moving right along next, if we have anyone with a conflict of interest in conducting business with WIA 23, please signify now. Okay, not hearing any. We're going to move on to our committee reports. Oversight and Planning, Mike.
I will go ahead and give the updates from the Oversight and Planning Committee. I don't think Mike is on today. We
Okay.
started with Debbie. Debbie covered the financial reports, including expenditures and accounts payable, key metrics, training and overhead, MOU billing, incumbent worker training, and then also talked about one of the new trade funding opportunities that we had. Jamie shared an update on the DCEO apprenticeship expansion grant that we're hoping to hear about later this week. Lori reported on performance. Right now, we're not meeting some of the performance measures. However, she definitely anticipates that we'll be right on track. It's those completers at the end of the program that we're not meeting right now. Tony asked for approval of 2 programs, a human resources specialist and EMT. Both were approved by the committee. Tony explained that, oh, wait a minute, more modifications were needed. Tony explained that we would be approving those at the next meeting, and our next meeting will be March 17th in person at 4:30 on the 17th, or Zoom at 12 noon. We'll take any questions on Oversight and Planning Committee.
Okay, not hearing any. We'll move on to Youth Committee report. Thank you very much. Tiffany?
Yes. Can everybody hear me? Great. Youth Committee met today at 10 a.m. Via Zoom, and we had a report by Lori on youth programming activities, performance measures, which she'll share with you during her report to the board. And then we had a really, I think, robust conversation about recruitment of youth. And we came up with some strategy ideas for Lori. Checking back in with current and immediate past youth served, and maybe doing a focus group with those. She was given the opportunity to attend the school counseling symposium coming up this March for recruitment. We also talked about taking a look at the list of employers in particular counties that are actually active with serving with work experience, and where we can help Lori and her team fill in those gaps and recruit more employers. We also talked about testimonials, the idea of getting testimonials from current or immediate past youth served to kind of beef up the recruiting and marketing from a peer-to-peer respect. And also talked a little bit about roundtable ideas. The youth, Lori and Chris and I have done roundtables with probation officers. And now we're looking at that next audience to really secure. So Lori suggested that we might go out and do a roundtable with daycare providers, as well as possibly those employers that we're recruiting to youth services. Our next meeting will be on March the 21st. In person, it will be at 3 o'clock, or if by Zoom, it will be at 10 a.m. And that's all I have. Any questions? or comments? Okay, thank you.
All right, Tiffany, thank you very much. And, it's all about recruitment and getting people in the system. So thank you very much. Kevin, consortium?
Yes, we met at 11 o'clock this morning, and Jamie gave a business update report and let everybody know that they were looking at doing a round table for industries at in February or March. Just see the needs of the industry, manufacturing and transportation industries. Lori talked about the one-stop operator report that they're going to do an RFP for the services, and that's coming up, I think, in December or January. The RFP will be going out. We had partner reports, and one thing that I wanted to let the board know is that the community action agencies, so CFS, URBA, BCMW, we have started a new water program. So people are eligible for LIHEAP, which is 200% of the poverty level. And individuals that have a bill over $250 or are at disconnect are eligible for our water program. And that just started December 1st, and we are to have that for the next 2 years or until money runs out. The other thing we talked about in consortium is kind of the child care crisis going on in our counties and our state and our nation, and what we can do as a workforce to help get youth or people interested in working in early childhood, whether that be doing daycares in their homes or working for a child care provider. Child care is a building block for any economy or for businesses to have employers. They have to have their kids watched. So I think as a workforce, we need to do whatever we can to help identify possible solutions to this crisis. So however I can be involved in that, I would like to be. But that was our report from the consortium meeting.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin? We'll leave it open for a second. Okay, outstanding. There is no report from the executive committee, so I need to ask for a motion and a second to approve those committee reports, please.
So moved, Josh McGravy.
This is Mandy Martin, I second it.
Thank you both. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. All right, hearing none, moving right along. Service provider reports, CFS, Lori.
Thanks, Pat. I will start with a couple of staffing updates. Alexis Urfer, she is our new career planner in the Richland County office, and she's located at Olney Central College. She began her job duties back in September. And we also have a new career planner in the Coles County office, Laura McHenry. She began her job duties on November 24th. So at this time, we've got all the offices covered with career planners, so we're happy about that. We do have an open position here in the central office for an eligibility specialist. We have been taking applications the last several weeks, and we're going to be doing interviews this week, hopefully get that position filled by the beginning of the new year. Erica Marksman, our resource room specialist, she did resign her position in November. She's taken other employment. She had been on layoff for a little over a year, and she'd been working a couple part-time jobs, and I guess they've been keeping her pretty busy. So she has decided not to return to that position with us. IDES, they did report to us that the in-person traffic is increasing. And so we're probably going to be putting out job ads for a new resource room specialist, especially to assist those customers signing up for Illinois Job Link, helping them with resumes and doing some online job research. Moving on, we had a rapid response was held back in October for Kaufman Engineering in Lawrenceville. DCO, they assisted with coordinating the workshop for employees impacted by the plant closure. And there were approximately 37 employees who were in attendance for that meeting. We as staff, we participated in the program year 21 monitoring priorities and procedures meeting held in October. Just topics of discussion included WIA Title 1B and trade monitoring procedures, the PY20 common findings, PY21 areas of emphasis, and the PY21 monitoring schedule. And LWIA 23, we are scheduled for programmatic and fiscal monitoring in May of next year. Staff are also participating in a series of training sessions on the trade program conducted by the DCEO trade unit. Sessions cover an overview of the program and are giving an in-depth training for some very specific trade topics. These sessions, they're designed to provide staff with a thorough training of the trade program and all of the different requirements. This past week, there were 6 WIA staff who attended the NADP, the National Association for Workforce Development Professionals Youth Development Symposium, which was held in Chicago. And the conference sessions, they focused mainly on educating and training our future workforce, employment, retention and advancement, recruiting and engaging youth, and overcoming barriers. And a lot of the last few months, we have been busy preparing for spring semester at the area colleges. We're currently taking applications. So if you know of anyone that might be interested in going back to school, receiving some more training, please send them to one of our outreach offices, because we will be doing applications through probably right before school starts. So there is time to get enrolled for the spring semester. We're at this point, we're doing lots of outreach in the communities. As you've heard in a lot of the committee reports, our youth numbers are really down, and that is kind of our focus right now. So we're hitting the schools. Every place we can think of, we are going out to employers, presenting information about on-the-job training, work experience, incumbent worker training. So if you know of any youth 16 through 24 who's not currently working that might need employment, send them our way. If you know any employers in the area that are looking for help, please have them contact us. We're kind of hearing across the board, employers are kind of in the same boat we're in right now. They are having difficulty finding workers and staff. We continue to attend the Illinois Workforce Partnership meetings and the performance work group task force meetings held on a monthly basis. And let's see, last thing, as of November 30th, we have 261 customers receiving career and training services through all programs. 81 customers have been exited this program year, and the total number served today is 342. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Lori. Appreciate all the work that you guys at CEFS do. Any questions for Lori? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to Jamie with the fiscal agent report.
Awesome, thank you. I do have a slideshow, but for those of you who are joining by phone, I'll be saying it all out loud anyway, so you'll just miss my lovely graphics, that's all. So first, I want to let you guys know that you should have received a copy of the Plan Year 20 Annual Report, a digital copy, emailed to you. If you have not done so already, please be sure to take a look at it. We've done some really cool things this year, and we want you to be aware of what's going on. We have not printed many, if any, hard copies. So if you are looking for a hard copy, please let the LWIA 23 staff know, and we will get a hard copy to you. Also, I wanted to talk to you about a new trade grant. We have a new TAA grant, and the purpose of the trade grants is to provide assistance to workers who have been adversely affected by foreign trade. This grant is helping those people who are affected by the LSC company closing in Mattoon. The grant is October 1st, 2021 through September 30th of 2022. There are currently 16 participants enrolled, and we have a budget of $116,997. I missaid that, but it's over $116,000. Then moving on, I want to give you an update for our expenditures and obligation waiver quarterly report. As you all know, we received a waiver to carry out unspent funds from PY20 into PY21. We are bound to doing a quarterly progress report due to DCEO with our normal data quarterly reports. And we're also meeting with DCEO quarterly as well. We met with them in October. We do have a meeting tomorrow, in fact. And that meeting for December 14th is due to several events that we had happening in November. We had Laker Visit Day in October and December, so just straddled November. Principals, deans, and counselors happened November 5th. There was a parent, teacher, and educators meeting in November as well, I believe. And we've done news release in the Lakeland College student newspaper for November. We've also sent out news releases to all the area newspapers. I've not received word if any of them have printed that news release, but it generally takes them a few editions to get that out. I wanted to give you guys a recap on Manufacturing Month. October was proclaimed the official month for manufacturing. In conjunction with DCEO, WIA 23 representatives went out and met with some of the local, oh, it's not moving. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm sorry, I'm just aware that you're not seeing these lovely pictures, but just listen to the narrative, I suppose. So we went out and we visited with several local areas. Tony and I did, along with Kayla Lambert. She is the Teams Red representative for EDR 7, and Jonathan McGee. He is with Team Red at the state. We visited Intermountain Electronics. We visited ConAgra. Both of those are in Centralia. And then we went to NAL in Paris, John Booz in Effingham, and the Effingham Performance Center, which was surprising and interesting. It was really cool. We had a great time touring all of these facilities, seeing all the great work that is being done right here in Central Illinois. One thing I learned that was really cool at ConAgra, they produce all of the cake mixes that you get at the store. So if you are in Washington State and you go get a cake mix, it was produced in Central Illinois. It smelled really good too. Yeah, Duncan Hines, yes. Okay, and then moving on to incumbent worker training. This year we have 5 incumbent worker training projects. The most recent one has been EJ Water and graphic packaging. EJ Water's in Dietrich, graphic packaging out of Centralia. So that still leaves us with about $70,000 in the incumbent worker training line. If you are hearing of any of the businesses in your area doing any growth, needing to train their current employees to get additional skills so they have the opportunity to get raises or move up in the company, please send them our way. Tony would love to get a few more incumbent worker training projects going. And then I will talk a bit about the apprenticeship expansion grant. This is also item 8 of the agenda, but I'm going to hit it now because it's in my slideshow that you don't see. So the apprenticeship expansion grant has 2 different components to it. You could apply for apprenticeship navigator, or you could apply for apprenticeships expansion of what's already going on. However, LWIA 23, which is in Economic Development Region 7, is one of just 2 of the EDRs across the state that does not have their own designated apprenticeship navigator. A navigator is someone who is solely dedicated to, you guessed it, navigating businesses through the process of establishing Department of Labor registered apprenticeships. So we have been fortunate enough to have Lee Reese out of St. Clair County, the navigator there, kind of help us on a as-needed basis. But we could do so much more if we had our own dedicated navigator for our region. So we applied. The grant is for about an 18-month period. The DCO expected to award 10 to 12 grants of $75,000 to $125,000. We submitted our application on September 15th. On December 6th, DCO asked us for some additional information to a few aspects of the application, which was submitted that following Monday. And just this morning, we were told that the recommendations for awards has been made to the director. So we are just waiting for the award notice to come out, which we're expecting any day now. Fingers are crossed that it does come here to EDR 7 and LWIA 23 so that we can do some great apprenticeship work in our area. Earlier when we were talking in the consortium meeting, that childcare crisis came up. And I do think that that is a good opportunity for us to start getting into some of these pre-apprenticeships. We have to get these younger workers, or before they're even workers, job seekers, interested in becoming a childcare provider or working in the childcare setting. And so by having an apprenticeship navigator who can help guide daycares and childcare centers through the process of establishing an apprenticeship or a pre-apprenticeship, that gives us opportunity to maybe capture a few more future workers that will be entering into the marketplace and want to provide childcare and alleviate some of that pressure that we're experiencing now. That's hopeful. That's a big goal, but we're hoping that we can at least do our part to try to solve this problem. Oh, my favorite. WIN, Workforce Innovation News. That is our podcast. And I know you are all subscribed, right? If you're not, but I'm sure you are. If you're not, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. Or you can always just go to our website, LWIA23.net, and under the About tab, there's a link to our podcast, and you can download episodes from there. So next time you're driving and you don't really know what to do, turn on our podcast, listen. We've had some really interesting ones lately. Tony's been a guest on there. Chris has been a guest. Lori's the co-host. She's been on a few. So please check us out. And then share these really interesting episodes with your friends. They're only about 15 to 20 minutes long usually, so it's not going to take a whole lot of time out of your day to give us a listen and to spread the good word about workforce development. So as we come up to the end of the year, 2021 is quickly drawing to a close. I want you all to think about our mission. Our mission is to create a workforce talent pipeline, connecting people with sustainable employment through our training services. So what is your impact on our mission? How are you helping us move our mission forward? I want you all to really sit and think about it. If there's anyone that wants to share what they're doing to impact our mission, please feel free any moment now.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jamie, for that report. Anybody have any questions? Oh, yeah, more?
Yeah. Just one more.
I'm sorry. My screen's not moving with you, so sorry about that.
I know, I'm sorry. So Lakeland College will be closed December 23rd through January 2nd. LWIA 23 staff will be back in the office on January 3rd. So cheers to a happy new year. May you guys have a wonderful holiday season, and we will see you next year. That's it now, Pat. Now I'm good.
My bad. I did not mean to interrupt you. Anyway, any questions for Jamie on her report? And I agree. It takes a community and takes us all kind of working towards this common goal of trying to get people back to work. I know we hear that all the time. Nobody wants to work, but that just means we've got to try and do everything we can to get people in the pipeline and get them going. So, all right, with that, we'll move on to Tony for his report.
We just have a the MOU that was sent to DCO for July 1, 2021, have a modification to it. We checked a box in the matrix that said we had the National Farm Workers Jobs Act in our area, and we do not. So they requested we uncheck that box. So I did that, and now I need your approval to send that back to DCEO.
Okay, could I have a motion and a second, please?
Gerald will make the motion.
Tiffany Mackey, second.
Thank you both. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, Tony, you have our blessing for that. Anything else to report, Tony?
She's back to me? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything else, Tony, for you?
Oh, no, that was it. I just need just a permission to uncheck that box and send it back to DCO.
Okay, you got it. All right. Next, moving on to, back to Jamie, actually, for the apprenticeship update.
This will be short and sweet because I'll just talk about business services integration. We had a meeting last month where we continued to make plans on having a sector roundtable. We came to the conclusion, instead of focusing on one sector, we're going to focus on a couple that kind of overlap, and that would be manufacturing and transportation, distribution, and logistics. We have set a goal to hold that in late February, most likely early March though. And we're still unsure what the modality will be of the roundtable. Probably we're thinking maybe a hybrid option, but we have to work that out. We have reviewed some questions and we're brainstorming additional questions that we will have for the local employers that we invite to choose from. And we're meeting again this week on Wednesday to further those plans, and I will keep you all updated as that takes more of a, less of a nebulous idea and becomes more defined and how that's going to look, and invite you all to it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jamie. Let's see, no action required there. At this point, I'll open up for anyone that would like to share anything going on in their community or any public comments. Anyone? I'll give you a minute or so to do that. Not everyone talk at the same time, please. I think we're just a quiet bunch getting ready to end another crazy year. So with that, the only comments I have is appreciation to all of our WIA staff that does a tremendous job. And it's an uphill battle these days to get involvement and recruitment and things going. But I do appreciate all the work that everybody does in our partner groups to keep things going along. And all we can do is hope and pray that things continue to get better. I know this sounds like a broken record, but I'm not crazy about these technology meetings, and I hope that maybe by March we can see each other and share a meal face to face. I think it makes a big difference when we put a personal contact and touch to it. Besides, I like to eat like everybody else, so that's a good thing. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Josh McGravy.
Second, this is Chris Stroll.
CEOs, please stay on.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for everybody and the participation today. And once again, I appreciate your service to WIA and the board and you CEOs. I know it's a fun job to manage finances and things in the individual counties these days. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a fantastic and prosperous New Year. And CEOs, stay on the line for your roll call and for your meeting. Everyone have a terrific year end.
Thanks, Pat.
One thing I don't have to pay for. If you are staying for the CEO call, please stay on the line. It's happening right here in this very same Zoom room, right here, right now. Our meeting is, I need to ready March 17th or the 21st. I see some chat entries. I cannot respond to them by text right now. I'm having challenges with technology. Thank you.
I can.
Thank you both. Oh, can you respond, Tony?
Can you see him?
Yeah, well, I did when they popped up, but I can't see them now. And
One was Tiffany, thanks to all the staff. Thank you, Pat. I agree with Tiffany. Merry Christmas from Gerald.
cool. And if anyone else tries to hop in, I can't, my mouse isn't working on my laptop, so if something pops up, you'll have to take it. Okay, shall we just go ahead and start then? Yes, this is now the CEO meeting. It is being recorded still, so be mindful of that. Yeah, go for it, Nancy.
All right, let's start the CEO meeting for December 13th here. And could we please have the roll call?
Yes, I will go through and see if anybody has joined since I've done the roll call at the beginning of the board meeting. Todd Beer. Jim Bolin, I've got you down. Jim Brewer, I've got you down. David Poling.
Yep, I'm here from Crawford
Perfect.
County.
Awesome.
Joe Gilliland. Dennis Graves. Dave McKay. John Perry. And let's see, Nancy, I've got you down. I've got Debbie Smith here. Jeff Boyd, I've got down. Jennifer Wagner. And Jason Warfel, I've got you down. So we should have a quorum now.
Okay, anybody else join us during roll call? All right. We did not have quorum last time at the September meeting, so at this time, yes, at this time, I do need a motion to approve the minutes of June 21st.
So moved from Dave of Crawford County.
In a second,
Second at James Bolin. Jim.
thank you. And I hope you also had a chance to look over the notes from the September meeting, which we could not do actual minutes because there was a lack of quorum. But we do need to go ahead and simply approve the notes. Could I have a motion?
This is Jason Warfel. I'll make that motion.
Thank you. In a second?
Debbie Smith, second.
Thank you. At this time, would anyone please disclose if there is a conflict of interest? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's see. All in favor of approving the June 21st minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? And the September notes? Same sign, aye.
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 Any nays? Okay, now, number 3, conflict of interest disclosure. Hearing none. Number 4, approval of public sector board members. Tony?
Since we didn't have a quorum last time, there are 2 public sector folks that got appointed to the board. It was Adam Flack with the Department of Rehab and Julie Overmark. She's representing higher education out of Kaskaskia College. And according to the CEO's agreement, the CEOs as a whole need to approve any public sector members of our board.
Jim Brewer makes a motion to approve.
Thank you. Second?
Jim Bolin, seconds.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, thank you. Motion carries. Number 5, the signatory authority update. Jamie?
since the last meeting, the only item that has been signed by Greg Nuxel at Lakeland College has been for the trade grant. That one that I talked about in the board meeting, 116,000. Good, going through September 30th of next year. And that is all.
Thank you. Number 6, Jamie, you also have board attendance report.
Yes, kind of standard. Please take a look at the attendance report that you were sent and take a look at your counties. Any board members who have not been attending regularly, we do need to address that. And we need to have attendance to have a viable and functioning board. Looking at the record, the areas, the counties that we've not had great attendance are also those counties that have brand new board members. So I'm hoping that those will go ahead and see a turnaround in the attendance. So just be aware, if the board member for your county cannot attend a meeting, remind them that they can assign a proxy. So just to let me and Tony know so that we can be aware and encourage them to come to the meetings. Hopefully in March, when they're in person, we'll have more people wanting to come get a chicken dinner. I'm ready for those, let me tell you.
Miss those, huh?
So that is all for the attendance report, unless you guys have any questions or concerns.
Thank you. Number 7, election of chair and vice chair. Let's see, did we have any nominations yet? Last time? We do.
No, well, we didn't. Yeah, it was kind of a last minute thing. We looked at the CO's agreement and we thought this needs to be on the agenda in December. So we're kind of winging it.
Okay,
So
so I guess we need nominations.
we would love nominations from the floor, Nancy and McCabe. So
All right. So do I have any nominations for CEO chair?
I move we just leave the slate the way it is for the coming year.
That's easy enough. No, nobody out there.
I
would love-
second that.
That motion was by Jeff Boyd. I just move we just keep the officers the same and we plow on.
Nobody really would like to have this and do a better job.
You're doing great. You can do a better
Oh,
job.
I'm always missing the. Well, thank you. Is David staying on? Do we know that Dave is staying on?
He didn't say anything to me whenever he responded about the meeting, so.
Okay. So in absentia, we're going to nominate and elect possibly Dave as well. Any other nominations? Okay, then the nominations are closed. Shall we have a motion to stay with the same chair and vice chair for next year?
Correct.
So we got,
that was Jeff. We need a second.
In a second,
did Dave Fulling already second?
Foley
Jeff Boyd made the motion.
Perfect, thank you.
thank you. Signify your acceptance by aye.
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 Nay.
You're outvoted.
I'm outvoted. All right, thank you. Motion passed. Number 8, any old business or new business? Hearing none. 9, public comment. Number 10, just a reminder, the meeting will be March 21st. Hopefully in Effingham. We will keep you posted as to whether it will be remote or in person. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion. Jim Brewer.
Second?
I'll second it, Jim Boland.
Debbie Smith,
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you all. Happy holidays. Tony, I can't stop the recording or end the meeting.
Oh, boy. My battery just went dead.
Oh,
I can, did it go? It did, it just went black.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, just everyone hang up for me.